I'm going to start my story with a reference to a book. I don't know if any of you've read this, Eat, Shoots and Leaves by Lynne Truss. I mean, pretty skillful thing to make a book about punctuation a bestseller. But this story is kind of indirectly about this. When I started my business about 12, 13 years ago, it was called Mojo Life, and it was about helping people find their mojo who'd sort of lost their way a little bit and wanted to maybe reinvent themselves. And myself and my then business partner, Sarah, had an opportunity to exhibit at a very exciting sounding conference called Civil Service Live. Now, if that doesn't get the blood racing, I don't know what will. Civil Service Live. And it was basically designed to help people who were leaving the civil service because of, downsizing, budget cuts and so forth, to maybe reinvent themselves and find a new path. So anyway, we were given a slot, a little unit to exhibit our wares. And our stand was a low budget affair, should we say, compared to some of the others there. But we're in this classic exhibition situation where you have, the aisles through which people walk and then all of the units one after the other. And on the final day, it was rumored that somebody famous was in Olympia, which is where we were exhibiting. And the somebody famous was Peter Jones from Dragon's Den. And for those of you who maybe are overseas, you probably have the series Dragon's Den, I suspect, in your own country. But he's a very, very successful entrepreneur. I think he's 6'7" tall. He's enormous and always immaculately turned out. And there was a little bit of a vibe in the theatre, because we heard that he was there. And then all of a sudden we see these suited men with the little earpieces in, almost whispering into their wrists, a bit like if the president was walking in. And then sure enough, he hoved into view. He came round the corner, very imposing presence, very tall, immaculately turned out, and he walked towards us. And Sarah and I kind of got ready to do our pitch to the dragon about what it is that we were setting up in business. But then tragically, when he got level with our stand, he turned the other way and looked at the exhibition unit on the opposite side of the aisle. So I thought, oh no, our moment's gone. And Sarah, my then business partner, is quite shy. She's quite introverted, but for some strange reason, some strange force overtook her. And she said something along the lines of, "Oi, Peter, come and speak to us." And I'm going, you can't say that. But she did. And he turned around. He couldn't very well ignore her. He turned around and he walked over to us. And he towers over Sarah because she's not particularly tall. And he said, "Well, what is it you're doing?" And she explained, she gave a very nice sort of summary of what we did. And then he turned to me. And he said something to me which completely flummoxed me. He said, "So your business shrinks." And I must have looked very puzzled, because I'm thinking to myself, now, hang on a minute, we've just set up in business. It's going to grow. We're ambitious. We have plans. But dragons spot the weakness, don't they, in a business concept? He spotted, oh my God, he spotted something. We're going to just disappear out of view. The business will fail before it's almost got started. So I looked very, very worried. And then you could see my expression. And he said, no, I mean your business psychologists. Your business shrinks. In other words, a shrink aside. So Eat, Shoots and Leaves, I had thought he said Y-O-U-R, and he actually said Y-O-U''re. And it was a moment of misunderstanding. And once I'd realized what he said, we had a big giggle about it, and the conversation kind of flowed quite nicely after that. But I think the moral of the story really is that when little misunderstandings happen, from a storytelling perspective, they are absolute gold. And you've got to latch onto them, whether you're visiting the Bates Motel, whatever happens, you've got to latch onto those things, put them in your locker, and start sharing them, because they are authentic representations of those little vignettes in life, which make storytelling such a wonderful art. So there'll be, that's my story.